help me out with that?
No way, Yahweh, there is no God.
Oh. I'm sorry, who is this?
This is the Lord of the Underworld.
Oh, I must have the wrong number. I was trying to dial 7.
Well, I'm afraid you've dialed wrong, 'cause you've reached 666.
Wow, my mistake. But hey, since I have you on the phone, would you maybe consider becoming my manager? Or maybe you just have some advice on how to write a really big hit song. What do I do?
All you have to do is sing about me. Because the best way to sell art is with controversy. So let's all worship Satan together. It's just for business, not for pleasure. So let's all worship Satan together. It makes everyone's career so much better.
Okay, alright. I know what you're thinking. How could I ask the Prince of Darkness to be my manager? But look, all the stories you've heard about Satan, those are just rumors. You don't even know if they're true. And if Satan is really so bad, then why does he have so many nicknames? Where did those come from? He must have had at least a few friends. Oh, Lucifer, you old devil, you.
Let's all worship Satan together.
Okay, here's the thing. Even when they're not all that great, people just love songs about the devil. But even if this song becomes a really big hit, makes a lot of money, Satan will get paid most of the royalties. You know, that was the deal. But to hell with it. I'm not even worried about anything anymore. Plus, I already sold my soul to the devil, so I could get into heaven.
Let's all worship Satan together. It's just for right now, it's not forever. Let's all worship Satan together. When it goes out of fashion, never mind whatever. Drank so much coffee today that technically I am on cocaine. I have multiple personalities, but they are all exactly the same. My psychic friend has short-term memory loss, so she remembers tomorrow like it was today. And yesterday I spilled mustard on my as I wear a disguise. Everybody has a birthday coming up. As long as they do not die, the revolution will be televised. In fact, you probably missed it 'cause it wasn't really advertised. I am a pessimistic narcissist. I always feel empty, but I'm full of myself half the time. I know, I don't know, oh no, I don't. I am perfect, but not every time. Oh, I thought the song was done. I am perfect, but not every time.
My sister gave me her new phone number the other day, but I'm pretty lazy, so I just keep using the old number instead. The woman who has that number now is my new sister, and we talk every day. Luckily, they're both named Stephanie, so I didn't even have to change her contact information in my phone. Sometimes I think that my old sister is still trying to reach me, but I don't answer calls from numbers I don't recognize. But anyway, while I was on the phone with Stephanie, she said that she just started doing yoga, and she feels better than ever. She said that I should try doing it too.
What's going down, Comedy Hub? It is that time of the week. That's right. Your favorite comedian is here. She's beautiful, she's funny, and she knows what she's talking about most of the time. You can see her on the Eric Andre show. You can see her on the Foxy Merkins. And per usual, you can see her right now every Saturday. You guys give it up for give it up for the Jackie Monahan.
I am the Jackie Monahan, and I am in the fire. I am in the fire. It's hard to talk about anything but the fire. It's all that's going on. And I've been witnessing some really beautiful things with the fire. I had to get some medication yesterday, and I was in line at CVS, and everybody was stocking up on their medication in case shit went down. So there was a long line, and I was really like, please. I was like, oh no, not this line. I was complaining about it, but it ended up being like an AA meeting. Everybody was just there for each other. It was beautiful. It was the most beautiful CVS line I think that there has ever been. And yesterday I was driving behind a woman, and she didn't turn when it turned green. I was about to land the horn, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just sit here. Like I don't want to honk at anybody. I feel bad. And yeah. Oh, something non-fire related. I have friends who, like everybody on the internet, plays with their nails. And I kind of like, not jealous, but I was like, oh, I want to try that too. I don't have that experience. I want to see. And I do not want to spend time in the, what is it called? Mani-pedi chair. So I just grew out my nails myself. And I feel like people are like, ew. Like when I was younger, you wanted to hide that you had fake nails. You wanted to pretend they were yours. And now it's like when they're yours, people are like, gross. What is the matter with you? What is the matter with you? What are you doing with these real nails? Okay. I feel like I don't have jokes because I'm so wrapped up in the fire. So I want to oh, maybe, okay, here's one joke that I wrote yesterday. That well, you guys know that come January 20th, I'll hopefully be dating women again. Traditionally, I only date men when there's a Democrat in office. So I'm dating a guy right now, and I'm hoping I let him go by January 20th. But I'm having so much fun with him. And he did not vote for, he voted for Kamala. So, but maybe if I could just put a dress on him and get him to shave his beard. And he's 6'4".
I was just thinking that.
And he's 6'4". I'll make him identify as a woman. But I texted my friend. My friend's dating, he's younger than me, and my friend's dating younger people too. And she and I we've been friends since we were 12. And I wrote her yesterday, I said, I feel like when we were younger, guys had to like deal with our talking nonstop about nonsense to get laid. But now it's payback. Like we're listening to the nonsense. I mean, the guy I'm dating is funny and interesting. There are so many things that I do love talking to him about. But sometimes I'm just like, yeah, the old me would be like, I'm not listening to this garbage. But I said, I'm like, because I want to go to Bone Town. The stuff I listen to, I'm just like, I can't believe I'm listening to this. Anybody else, like I just can't believe it. And he notices it. He sees it on my face. He's like, well, okay. He's like, I got that out. Now, what do you want to talk about? Because my face is just like, I can't believe I'm listening to this. But mostly he is very smart and very interesting and funny. But when he talks about his life, I was like, I don't want to hear it. Some of it is interesting, but some of it I'm just like, so he's like recapping things at work and recapping things at meetings. And I'm like, I don't need you to recap. Like, let's talk about you and I, or just something. This recap sucks. Anyway. But of course, my recaps I think are interesting. Anyway, okay. Oh my God, if he sees this, yesterday he's like, why aren't you telling me about new jokes? I want to help you with new jokes. And I'm like, they're all about you.
You are the new joke.
And he's like, what do you talk about? How I make noise? I was like, oh, I forgot about that. He makes so much noise. And I'm not the first person. He said other women he dated not complain about it, but brought it to his attention. Like he'll just be in another room and I just hear, and I'm like, are you okay? What happened? You know? And he's like, oh, I just tied my shoe. Like he makes so much noise, but he is 6'4". So maybe bending down to tie your shoe is a lot. But I mean, I'm a lot older than him and I don't make any of these noises. And I'm tall too. So I don't know. Anyway, is everybody ready for? She's in California too, but not in the middle of a fire right now. She is in the middle of gang warfare. Please, please welcome to the stage, to the show, the producer of the show. We love her more than everything combined. The one and only, the Cupid 2, Annie Daisola.
Oh my God. Is it me or is it Superman? No, it's me. It's me. It's me. Oh, is this? Nope, wrong way. There. You know, I could adjust this beforehand.
You ever think about how Superman, what was his name?
Clark Kent?
He died about complications from being thrown from a horse.
Oh, Christopher Reeve. Yeah.
Like, it's just interesting that you actually play Superman. You have to have the body of a god.
Oh
And
yeah, his body was insane.
and to then just one throw from a horse and you're gone. It's it makes you be like, should the layman be riding horses? I don't know. What one throw?
Yeah. But also, I mean, I think what is life if you don't get to do the things you enjoy?
Very true.
And there's just a certain I mean, I think everybody feels it to a certain degree. Everybody has that thrill seeker aspect in them. Some of us are a lot more like restrained or like I don't like scary movies, but I do like situations where I'm startled in other ways, you know? And like I get it. And my best friend, it loves horses, and I can't imagine her alive without access to horses. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? And even
Yeah.
and she has been thrown from a horse. She was lucky. She did break her back, but she wasn't
Oh my
paralyzed. Yeah, she
God.
broke her back. It's been more than 20 years, I think now. Well, yeah, it's been way
And she
more than
got
20
back on
years.
the horse,
She
literally.
literally got back on the horse. I mean, she had to be in the hospital for a while, but she went right back to riding horses when she got into college, which is where we met. She went into equestrian sciences. When she graduated college, I would go visit her in her internships in the middle of California on horse ranches, and yeah, her passion is horses. But with that definitely comes the threat of she's been thrown, she's been kicked, her back has been shattered before by a horse, and she's still like, and I feel like Christopher Reeve was in the same boat, you know, like his passion was horses, and it is
Oh, was it
absolutely
fashion
tragic.
horses?
Yeah, he wasn't just like a casual rider. He rode
Uh,
like
I thought he
equestrian style.
casually rode a horse one day.
No, no, he was running his horse through exercises and jumping over fences and got thrown off that way, landed on his head, and paralyzed. It's
Yikes.
tragic. It's terrible. But I'll bet you if you asked him, would you do it again? If he was alive right now and you could say, would you do it all over again? The answer would probably be, yeah,
Christopher Reeve, let's bring him. Let's bring him.
let's do it.
Okay, I'm gonna
Channel
be
him.
okay, we're gonna channel him and I'll be Christopher Reeve and you ask me questions.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Christopher, it's great having you here. It's spectacular having you here in the room with us. Oh, we're Superman right now. So tell us, how do you feel about the chance that you might not be able to fly ever again?
Well, now that thank you for the question. And Annie, I'm a fan of yours.
Thanks. Thanks, Superman.
I thank you for the question. And it's interesting because I can fly. When you die to the other side, you get to fly. And
Oh.
yeah, you fly and you can teleport. So, so I really there were some hard times after I got paralyzed for sure. But yeah, once you go to the other side, it's all aces.
That's great. I'm happy to hear that. Now, what happened to you is absolutely tragic. And I mean, I grew up in love with you and Christopher, so many of my peers too. We don't know a life without you as Superman, specifically you. It was tragic when you had your accident. So we all watched you recover. We watched you recover. We watched the slow recovery process. I know it was difficult. One of the things I remember most was you learning how to maneuver in your wheelchair with your little straw. I want to know, A, how hard was that process learning how to guide your wheelchair with just a straw? And then also, I got to know, after you mastered it, was it fun?
Oh, good question. It actually was fun. I recommend everybody try it, but not the way, not like try it on your own. Don't get paralyzed in order to do it. Yeah,
Okay.
but I think it's really fun to move around with different senses. Like different
Cool.
senses get bigger and seeing the world from that low place is interesting too. And going slower, I see more. I saw more when I was in the wheelchair than when I was walking around. When I walked around, I really took things for granted. And in the wheelchair, I was really able to be in the moment more, actually.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, I've had friends uh that I mean your injury was pretty extensive, but one of my close friends was also paralyzed after a diving accident.
Yikes.
And he said similar things. He said it's really hard to adjust, but once you learn how to take it moment to moment, life can be awesome. So
Is he
it's
still
beautiful.
paralyzed now?
Well, he died a few years back.
Oh, shit. Well, he's on the other side. Trust me, the other side is so fun.
I love thinking that Matt can once again fly, can not just move around because he was so active. He was an athlete, uh, but I'm sure he's loving flying around and being able to instantly
Yeah,
transport himself. I
for
like
sure.
that. Oh, excuse
For
me.
sure.
Oh, okay. Sorry, break you guys. Annie is, I guess I'm sick. Yeah.
Oh God, no. Oh, so we have some messages from unknown 420. January
Hmm.
20th, you'll be back to dating women. Time for a three times change. It's 2025 after all.
Oh, threeple
Oh, time for
change.
a sex change. It's 2025
Oh,
after
a
all.
sex change. I was all thinking it's time for a throuple. You can keep your man, just keep something extra too.
Oh,
But also, I think it's that like he can be a woman for 4 years if he loves you enough.
yeah.
She loves you enough.
Yeah. So unknown 420 also said, my new name will be Henrietta.
I love it.
Henrietta, unknown 420 is now Henrietta.
I've loved that name since I was a small child, but I'm sure it's all
Henrietta?
Mr. Rogers' fault.
Oh,
Henrietta
wow.
Pussycat.
Meow,
Meow
meow,
meow.
meow, 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 meow.
Mm-hmm. Meow's name is Henrietta Meowsycat.
There's a gay bar, lesbian bar in New York called Henrietta Hudson's.
Henrietta Hudson's.
So that's either unknown 420 Henrietta knew that, or unknown 420 Henrietta this is a big synchronicity. I wonder if unknown 420 Henrietta lives in New York.
I
But
don't
it was
know.
but it must have been named Henrietta Hudson's over someone named Henrietta. Maybe there's a famous lesbian named Henrietta.
I'm looking it up now. Let's see. Let's see. Henrietta Hudson, originally named Henrietta Hudson Bar and Grill, is a queer restaurant and lounge in Manhattan's West neighborhood. It operated as a lesbian bar from 1991 to 2014 until it rebranded in 2021. Well, what is it now? All right, so let's see. What is it named after? Hmm. I'm not seeing why they named it that. Let's go to their actual website and see if they have an about section. Oh, Jackie, Unknown 420 lives in the Bronx.
Oh wow. Unknown 420 Henrietta lives in the Bronx.
That's right.
Congratulations. New York is the best.
You know, I still haven't been. I've never been to New York.
New York is the absolute best. But I gotta say, I felt like I would visit New York all the time, and I didn't love it until I lived there. But the first day I lived there, I was like, I'm in love with New York. I was in love with it the way, uh, like, like a person, just in love with it. I still am. And it's interesting because I've always liked New York City better than LA,
Okay.
but I like California better than New York. But now with these fires, I'm falling more in love with LA, but never more than New York City. New York City's best. Henrietta Hudson. So I wonder if Unknown 420 has been to Henrietta Hudson's.
It's a good question. Unknown 420, aka Future Henrietta. Have you been to Henrietta Hudson?
And also Unknown 420 Henrietta, aka Henrietta. I am in Henrietta Hudson's in the movie Codependent Lesbian Space Alien Seek
Mm-hmm.
Satan. I'm
It's a
dancing
great
around.
movie.
I'm dancing around, and there's girls all around me. And I said, "There's enough for all of you. I got 10 fingers and 10. I got two. Oh wait, I got 2 hands and 10 fingers. I think that's what I sang.
I gotta go back and rewatch that. It's been a couple of years. It's a really funny movie, though.
Yeah, and it's
Everyone
in
should watch
Henrietta
it.
Hudson's.
Yeah, and
But I mean,
it's on not Netflix. It's on Amazon Prime.
yeah. Don't even know there was such a thing. Didn't even know there was such a thing.
Well,
Oh,
now,
about Henrietta Hudson's.
yeah, now you
Okay.
know.
So
Unknown
I
for when
wonder
the
if
show started, he called this the Jackie Mack Show on accident, and I thought that was hilarious.
Jackie Mack.
Jackie Mack attack.
I like Jackie Mack.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Bernie Mac?
I do remember Bernie Mac.
I want to watch
There was
Jackie Mack.
also, what was that show? Something Mac. Oh, I don't know. It was a
There's also
Nickelodeon
Mac the
show.
Knife.
I love Mac the Knife.
And I think there's an R&B song that has Mac in it that's very sexy. And
Return of the Mac.
Return of the Mac.
Return of the Mac.
Return of the
That's all I remember from it. I can hear the song, but I
It's
can't
really good.
sing the words.
It's really good. But I wonder if Henrietta Hudson's changed names. I hope not.
No, it's still Henrietta Hudson's.
Oh, okay. I wonder how they branded.
Well, I think they're just making it more. They went from being a lesbian-specific bar to being a queer bar. I think.
No, I love my queer guys, but they have enough. There's not enough.
Like on their about page, there's like a big ass picture of Alan Cumming,
Oh, wow.
who I love, by the way, you guys. That was
Yeah.
not a dig. I love him. I can watch anything with him in it. But if it's a lesbian bar, he probably shouldn't be on your main page.
Yeah. I guess it's queer now. Lesbians, that's the whole thing. Lesbians, once they mate, they don't go out anymore. They stay home with their mate. So that's why lesbian bars are they're hard to stay in business. Where gay guys go out still because they're still having sex with everybody else.
I'm old. I don't get out enough anymore. I mean, Jay and I are we've been together for, oh my God, this year isn't 20, is it? I think this year's 19. We've been together for 19 or 20 years.
Wow.
I can't do the math right now, but it's been a long time. Like my sister, who we raised, we got her when she was 11. She just turned 30 on Thursday.
Wow.
Jay and I are feeling super old this week. But we don't really get out that much anymore. Part of it is because we're just so busy. We're so busy. We've been trying super hard. I've been trying to make time to go out with him, but we don't got a lot of time.
So oh, so earlier, everybody, for Unknown 420 and everybody else, aka Henrietta, earlier Annie was saying that she was angry about something, and I want to know what it is.
Oh yeah, I woke up so angry today. I think it's just that it's so many things. It's not even like my personal life. My personal life, we good. We good. My home life is good. I mean, it's stressful, but I don't have like personal conflicts. It's more just like the state that we're all living in right now, you know? I woke up pissed off about the fire situation.
Yeah.
Like crazy pissed off. I think it's because I'm so sick of the amount of misinformation that is allowed to float around, and like I feel like nobody holds themselves or their friends accountable anymore. Like the news is just a place to go hear what Elon Musk's thoughts are about a situation and not giving actual information. Fucking the Joe Rogan podcast is for people to go to play the victim or to explain their motivations when in fact their motivations and what they did are unjustifiable. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Mark Zuckerberg. I'm talking about you, Mel Gibson. I'm talking about all you fucking idiots that go over there. I'm just mad at the amount of misinformation that is spread and the people that are totally ready to spread that misinformation, you know? Like, I wish people could understand what is actually happening in the state of California right now. We have massive wildfires going down in Southern California. I'm in Northern California. I'm fine. But we also have these problems. It's statewide spread. We've been saying my entire life I've heard it. You guys, I'm in my mid-40s. I've heard my entire life about climate change and the consequences of it and what's going to happen. I've been watching live action climate change happening. We've been watching it for years in California now with the fire seasons. It's getting hotter and hotter every year. In the Northern California this week, it has been gorgeous weather. Okay, we've been 70 degrees. It's January. It shouldn't be 70 degrees in January. And then I'll go online and I'll see what everyone has to say about what's happening, and it's just stupidity, right? There's stupidity, Jackie. People are like, "Oh, California couldn't handle a hurricane." Clearly, I'm like, "Bitches, this is not a fucking hurricane. If all these winds came with rain, if it came with rain, we wouldn't have fires right now. The problem is there's no rain with these fucking winds. It is not a hurricane. It is totally different. Do not compare it. And you see it everywhere. You just go on Twitter for 10 seconds and scroll through California fires. You're going to see people going, oh, they just can't handle a little hurricane. This isn't a hurricane, you fucking morons. And there's no, or right now, the big thing, and you can go on the news and see people saying this right now. You can see this on the news right now. People claiming that this is actually, these fires were probably started intentionally because Oprah Winfrey and people like her want to have more affordable oceanfront properties. Without no one tells them that that's a ludicrous statement.
That doesn't even make sense.
No, the places that are burning, Oprah's house and a shit ton of incredibly wealthy people, their houses have burned down. Also, fun fact, since July, Pacific Palisades specifically, but a lot of LA, more than 2,000 people. All right, right now there are 9,000 houses and apartments that have burned down. 2,000 of those houses lost their fire insurance since July, okay? Because you can no longer get fire insurance in these places. So these people are losing everything. This isn't about people trying to get property on the coast. You can't get fire insurance there anymore. Why would you build in a place where you can't get insurance? It's just baffling to me, and I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of no one holding other people accountable for the stupid fucking shit they say. There's so much stupid, and the fire, people not understanding how big LA is. People like to talk about California as though we're a regular state and hate on California. Y'all, just so we're all clear, California is usually bigger than 3 or 4 of you little states put together. Shut the fuck up. We're huge. The cool thing about America that a lot of people, even outside of America, don't realize is that we're actually a group of 50 separate countries that operate under one federal law. The culture, how we operate, the climate, everything is so different from state to state. And people will talk about what's going on in LA right now as though it's just like a little fire. It's just in LA. This is like if all of Manhattan was burning plus fucking Staten Island and Brooklyn, okay? This is a fucking huge fire, you guys. I woke up really, really salty over all of the misinformation. And then I tried to get myself away. I'm like, okay, Annie, there's nothing you can do. You got to let this go. Let's go and move on. And then I just start reading more misinformation about politics and the state of the world. And I'm just like, I can't anymore. That's it. That's the end. That's the end of the Annie rant. I hope you guys enjoyed it. She done.
That was really good. That was really good. Yeah, I find it interesting. I'm like, nobody really understands how big LA is. And I feel like they can kind of understand it now because how much of it has burned and how much is still left.
You would think they would still be they would be able to understand it, but you see so many stupid comments like, okay, well, like my favorite are people that can't understand why we haven't been dumping ocean water over like the Eaton fire. And it's because those fucking idiots don't get it. It's actually severely inland. That this is how big the fires are. Is it's going from the ocean to tens of miles inland, and those tens of miles cross mountain ranges. You guys, it's really hard to go swoop up water in the ocean, take all that water over mountain regions, and then drop it on the other side. So they're right now in that area, they're having to go after lakes and rivers. People that I don't get why they don't have planes in the air. The first 15 hours of the fire, it was so windy that all flights coming in and out of LA were canceled, and no planes could get in the air holding the capacity of water needed. So we couldn't fight the fire that way for the first 15 hours. Like, people, it's just, there's so much ignorance out there, Jackie.
Yeah, for sure.
You thought it was 51 states? You thought Canada was a state? Not yet. We're going to go ahead. We're going to invade them and Greenland. We're about to have 52 states, y'all. Dump milk on fire. It'll stop quicker. You heard this on Joe Rogan. There's actually a little bit of truth to that, unknown 420. It doesn't stop fire quicker, but it stops burning, like the sensation of burning.
Not
so
for
like
nothing. Let's do the milk thing.
Yeah, no, milk is really good if you get pepper sprayed in the face, but it's gonna work just as effectively as water on an actual fire. Don't forget this. Joe Rogan, another person that's making me mad right now. He's a fucking idiot. Don't believe the things you hear on Joe Rogan. He had Mark Zuckerberg come on this last week because Mark Zuckerberg wanted to defend why he's allowing misinformation to come back onto Meta and Facebook. And he acted like he was a little victim. And I'm like, bitch, if you got to go on Joe Rogan to justify your actions, it's because your actions are unjustifiable. Pure stop.
Truth doesn't need to be justified.
No. And also,
definitely lies.
Yeah. More like bogan. You're right, Jay. More like bogan. That would be like, that's what an Australian like Australian slur, redneck. Okay. But yeah. So yeah, that was the state I woke up in today. I'm sure it's because I was coughing all night and I couldn't sleep good, and then I'm not a big doom scroller, Jackie. I don't usually like scroll through shit. And
well, it's our state. That's why. But yeah. You know what? You know what's interesting though? One thing that I'm taking to heart is some people live like this all the time. Some people, not with fires, but with wars going on around them all the time. So I know what that feels like now, being so close to that and knowing you could lose anything at any minute. Yeah. And then people saying crazy things about it is not helpful, for sure.
No, it's ridiculous. Yeah. I'm sick of seeing new scum trend in places, or people refer to the governor, all because we're having fires. And listen, I agree. There should have been more. We should have been more proactive. There should have been so many things that have happened.
Disaster right away. That's not California's problem.
No. There's little things. Listen, I agree that there's little things that California should have been doing these past like 2 decades. Like right now, a big issue is distribution of fire hydrants. They should be way more of them. Yes. We should have the water pressure issue. We should have been able to foresee and should have had. There should be basically, if a giant fire breaks out in one part of LA, unfortunately, the rest of LA needs to have their water cut off while that one part gets, as much water as possible. There's a few things that we could have done differently, but ultimately what I think sucks about this is no matter what California would have done, this still would have happened.
Right.
And it's just heartbreaking. It's hard. And I feel this all the time when I see other people in other states struggling with the stupidity. But now it's my state. It's my home. Yeah. I've got friends that have been evacuated. I've got family that is down there on the front lines. I'm all acting like this is in a whole different place. This happens where I'm at too. It's just our conditions this winter aren't as dry as yours. And it fucking sucks. It sucks.
But it usually happens in the summer. It's interesting that it happened now. Did you hear that one of them is arson?
I mean, I'm not surprised. Let's be honest. California has we have an insane homeless problem, and we have, because so many people come to California thinking that it's a livable state because our weather conditions are warm and you can sleep at night outside. We get homeless from all over the country. And a lot of people that are okay with being homeless often, if you're okay with it, often have mental issues. And the state is terrible with dealing with that. And let's be honest, if you're going out to light fires, there's something mentally wrong with you. California, yeah. California needs to be more moist. Correct, unknown 420. We need the moisture. My throat needs the moisture. Oh. Oh no, I'm out of water. I'm gonna ask my partner really nice. Jay, would you get me some water? He says, quit saying my name on air. Strange person in the chair sitting next to me who I don't know your name. Yep. Would you give me some water? I'm not calling you my producer. Jay. His name is Jay.
His name is Comedy Hub Life.
But yeah, that was my mental state, and it's been that way all day. I need to go. I don't know. I suppose I should smoke. I could smoke more weed.
There you go.
But I'm kind of sick, so it's kind of hard right now.
Can you take an edible?
I don't have any. I don't take a lot of edibles.
Really?
No, edible for me, that's more of like that's a before bed or vacation kind of thing. It makes me too like it makes me that my whole body high when I take an edible.
Ooh, I like
Which
it.
is yeah, it's nice, but also it's hard to function like at my highest potential. Highest potential.
Oh,
Oh,
bye. Oh my God, I forgot I'm speaking tonight. I'm speaking at a meeting tonight. It's awesome. It's a music meeting.
mhm.
So after the speaker speaks, the speaker performs two songs. So I get to perform with my ukulele, but so I just strum it and sing all my jokes. Not all of them because I don't have that much time. I have like 10 minutes, but it's going to be really fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's
And it's going to be
fantastic.
beautiful. It's a beautiful music meeting because um, at the end there's a jam. So someone shares, which will be me, and then I get to perform, and then everybody share is just they're performing. And then at the end we do a jam. The whole meeting jams together and does one song. And then and then after that we sing this little light of mine.
I'm gonna let it shine.
We all sing that. And then
I love that
out.
song.
So it's gonna be fun today. As long as it's not a fire.
Hey, man, music. I don't know that there's anything I love more than music.
Music is great.
Music is so, I don't know. It's just deep within me. I love music. I love it. Most every kind of music too, I can get into. I'm not a big country girl. I don't like modern country.
I like two
That's about
songs by
it.
Carrie Underwood. I like
Okay.
I like the one where she messes this guy's car up because he cheated on her. And she's like, the next time won't be on me. Anyway, she's like a Louis Slugger to both headlights. It's so good. I carved my name into his leather seat. And
Oh, I know that song, Before He Cheats, or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. And then my other Carrie Underwood song, You Would Hate.
I didn't realize that was Carrie Underwood. I do know that song.
The other song that you would hate it probably. And I would have hated it a long time ago too. And I hate that it's kind of religious, but I just take out the religion part and just have the God part.
I wish people like man, lyrics, music is so much bigger than the words that are spoken in it. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, the lyrics just touched me." But music exists with or without the words that were there. And it's only a modern thing where like prior to like prior to the recording music, the most common way for writing songs was to reuse the music and just change out the lyrics. That way, everyone could sing along with it. All you had to do was pass out the lyrics. So, like, our national anthem, Jackie, did not start off as the Star Spangled Banner. It was like a men's choir song with completely different lyrics. That's why so many countries have the same national anthem. I mean, different words, but it's all the tune of God Save the Queen. You know, like,
Ah, it's so interesting.
yeah.
God save the queen.
And there's some great examples of it too. It's why there's so many old school songs that sound the same. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. How I wonder what you are. Ba, ba, black sheep. Have you any wool? Like, it's because that's just how music was done prior to being able to record
Wow.
music.
Think about how now we have AI. Now we have my awesome humility song.
That's a great song. We got to expand upon that. It's
We
fantastic.
really do. It's so good.
So
It's the
sorry.
best.
Oh, why does sick have to happen?
Don't be
Don't be
sick.
sick. Just
Uh,
say no to sickness.
just say no to being sick.
But yeah. Oh, sick. Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine, you guys. The
Everything.
wonderful thing about like this space right here is that I can be sick as a dog and still come on and be in the comfort of mine own home.
And not be contagious. Are you going to get
Yes.
really sick?
What's
Oh,
that? No,
you're
I
going to
don't
get.
think the kitties are gonna get this. This is it's something like congestive. I don't think I can pass that on to my cats.
Oh, did you listen to Indigo Girls yet? Galileo?
Oh no, I forgot to. I gotta type that back in.
You're going to love it.
Girl, you are like next level, like clingy today, cat. All right, Galileo at Indigo Girls.
So good. Crime is looking up the truth.
And I mean, I'll probably like that. I do like Indigo Girls.
Yeah. Oh, I got another alert. Let's read it.
Oh
See if I
no.
eaten fire. Containment 15%.
Well, that's better than zero.
So much better.
Yeah. Now, earlier we were talking about Superman, and I got this in the chat. What do you think you were a victim of the Superman curse? I think that's a question for Christopher Reeve, but I gotta look it up. What's the Superman curse?
What is the Superman
The
curse?
Superman curse refers to a series of supposedly related misfortunes that have plagued creative people involved in adaptations of the DC comic character Superman in various media, particularly actors who have played the role of Superman on film and television. All right. And it started off no relation to Christopher, but the very first person that ever played Superman was a man called George Reeves.
No way.
Yeah. That
What
was a television series in the 50s. Um, he died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound at 45.
oh my God.
And then Christopher Reeve, paralyzed in 1995 by horseback, died 9 years later at 52. The curse is often invoked whenever misfortune is experienced by actors and other personnel who work on Superman adaptations. So let's see. Actors who played Superman have sometimes been cited as, all right, so Kirk Allen played Superman in two low-budget 1940s serials. So he would have been the voice of Superman. Uh, he had Alzheimer's disease and died. That just sounds like old age. Lee Quigley played infant Superman. Oh, he played the little boy in the first Superman film with Christopher Reeve. He played little boy Superman, one that
Ah,
held up the truck. Oh my God. He died in 1991 at the age of 14.
no
That's really
way.
sad. That's really sad. Other alleged
What
victims
did
of
he
this,
die of?
it says inhalant abuse.
What?
I guess he's
Huffed
snuffing
paint?
paint. Yeah.
Wild.
Other alleged victims: Marlon Brando, who plays Superman's father, died in 2004. Oh, just 3 months before Christopher Reeve. I didn't realize that. That's insane. Margot Kidder. But I feel like most of these were people just kind of getting old. Margot Kidder died from suicide. Oh, that's sad. She was Lois
No way.
Lane.
I loved her. Suicide? That's
Mhm.
crazy. That's
Richard
crazy.
Pryor, who was in Superman 3, died, but he died, he had multiple sclerosis and then he died of a heart attack.
Yeah.
Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, the creators of Superman. Oh, that's sad. Schuster sold the rights because he was going blind and he couldn't draw anymore. That's really sad.
Jeez. Unknown 420, aka Henrietta, said, "Well, that just sounds like old age. Iconic line ever."
Well, I mean, yeah, some things here, I'm like, it just kind of sounds like they were getting old. I don't
Yeah,
feel
Marlon
like,
Brando was old.
yeah, Alzheimer's disease at the age of 88, that's because you've lived a long life. Uh, I mean, the suicides, that is definitely
I
tragic. The
can't believe.
14-year-old huff and paint, tragic.
Yeah,
Breaking your neck, tragic.
yeah.
But having complications of things most people will have complications of when they hit a certain point in life. I mean, tragic to a degree, sad definitely, but is it a curse or is it just life?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, but this is the best one. Jackie, you will appreciate this because I know you liked this one. At the bottom of the list is Allison Mack, who she was on Smallville, and she's one of the girls that went to jail for, what was it called? Nivim, that she
Oh,
was part. Yeah,
wow. Nexium.
she was like the second head honcho. So I guess they're
Wow.
considering that to be part of the curse.
So wait, what is she in?
She was in Smallville. That was a
Oh,
TV
right,
show.
right.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
I
about
can't
Clark
believe
Kent
her.
before he officially became Superman.
She was really recruiting people to have sex with that creep.
hmm That's what she was doing.
Unbelievable.
Wonder what she's up to now. Let's
She's
see.
in
What is she
jail,
up to
right?
now? No, she was only in jail for 3 years. She got to be out by now.
Oh, wow. What is she doing now? We need to know.
Let's see. Da. Oh, well, she wasn't in jail for that long, only 2 years. And she was released in July of 2023. Oh, right, right here in the Bay Area is where she spent all of her time in prison. Oh, isn't that fun? She was in Dublin. Uh, let's see. What is she doing now? Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. Doo-doo. Well, it looks like Hollywood won't work with her anymore. She hadn't made anything since she got convicted.
Yeah, for sure. Nobody's gonna work with her.
I mean, I feel like she just got to wait a few years. Hollywood seems to be super down with bringing back
They're
horrible
very
people.
forgiving, for sure.
Yeah, well,
But
I
but
wouldn't say forgiving. They're forgetful.
yeah, yeah. But that's not something that you really want to get involved with. That's not a full deck, not playing for the full deck. But Keith Raniere has a life sentence.
Let's see. Let's see. Probably. But I could see people being like, "Oh, it's been 10 years and she's really changed her ways and we'd love to have a comeback story."
I mean, from watching her on all those series, she's insane. She's really not playing with a full deck.
All right, let's see. Keith Raniere. How long are you in jail for? Oh yeah, on October 27th, 2020. Oh, during the height of the pandemic, he was sentenced to 120 years of incarceration
Woohoo.
and a $1.7 million fine.
And what was he in jail for? What is it specifically for?
He was convicted of, let's see, um, racketeering for a pattern of crimes, including sexual exploitation of a child, sex trafficking of women, and conspiracy to commit forced labor, is ultimately what he was charged with.
I think it's,
So racketeering, sex offenses, and fraud.
but isn't Harvey Weinstein the same? And Harvey Weinstein's out.
Uh, is he out? Let's see. I know if he is out, it's only because he's about to die. Fuck that guy. Let's see. Are you out, Harvey? Uh, okay, no, he is not out. So what
Oh,
happened
good.
was
Thank
in
God.
April of last year, the New York Court of Appeals overturned the New York rape convictions because of, quote, egregious errors of procedure. So there's going to be a retrial. However, he remains in prison because he's awaiting his California trial.
Oh, right.
So he was
So
put
he's
back
gonna
into
stay in jail.
Rikers Island,
He's gonna
and
stay in jail, right?
I hope so.
You know who's out that shouldn't be out? Bill Cosby. I think he
Yeah.
should have to live at the Cecil.
Yeah. I also think he's also done, dude. Like no one, he's too old to redeem himself at this
Didn't his
point.
wife stay with him?
His wife did stay with him,
It's insane.
right? I know, for unknown, aka Henrietta. It's just so sad. My youthful self still adores Bill Cosby. Like, I still love the Cosby Show. Still love everything that he did back in the day, but I hate him as a person now.
It's crazy because it's like I grew up being like, I wish my dad was like that. And now it's like, oh, okay.
Well, it's shocking too. Girl, I know Bill Cosby. I have met him several times. Um, and he comes through just as wonderful and warm and nice in real life. So when I heard these things, it was really hard for me to believe.
Tell me everything that you met him about. You met him through
It's
your
all
dad.
through music. Yeah, through my dad. My dad worked with him a lot. A lot of people I don't think know. So he wasn't good at it, but Bill Cosby very into jazz. He plays the drums. Um, and loved to like whenever he'd be in the Bay Area, he would find out what was going on live and find out who was there working with the crew and then come in. So like my dad would just get phone calls. Hey, Phil, I'm over where you're at. Can you get me a set on stage? And of course, so my dad said to whatever band was there, hey, can Bill Cosby come play with you? They'd be like, hell yeah. So, and they met back in the 80s. My dad produced the theme songs for the Cosby Show.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I only met him a couple times, few times, and it was all working on live sets with my dad.
Wait, he
Uh,
was nice.
Very nice.
Was he hitting on you?
Never,
Did he
not
try to get
once.
you to drink anything?
Never.
Interesting.
That's part of what makes it so hard. Even his behind the scenes persona was a very nice person. Like he was very nice. I was shocked. I was like, he was doing what to women?
Yeah.
But
Like he felt like these women would say yes anyway, but I don't want them to know because I don't want my wife to find out. So I'll just put them to sleep.
well, also, I mean, there's a complicated aspect. One thing that I have difficulty with is, listen, is it completely wrong? 100%. Drugging someone's drink so that you can fuck them? Wrong. Getting someone intoxicated to the point so you can fuck them? Wrong. Giving them drugs that you know will make them go to sleep so you can fuck them? Wrong. Back in the 60s and 70s and 80s, did people perceive it as wrong? No. And
Really?
that's the really complicated part, right? Is like, He is wrong and he deserves to be in jail. But at the time he was doing it, did he think it was immoral or wrong? I don't think he did.
Wow.
And that's the fucked up part. I mean, I worked in bars for hella years. I've watched so, and back in the early 2000s, the Me Too movement did change how we talk and see a lot of things. But even before that, me as a bartender, I mean, I would watch people's drinks to make sure no one was fucking with their drinks, but it was also totally normal for dudes to come in and try to get chicks as drunk as possible so they could take them home, knowing that unless they weren't drunk, they weren't going to go home with them, you know?
Right.
Like, and I don't know, it's complicated.
Yeah.
So I don't even know that he thinks he's a racist. I think racist, rapist. Those are really close words, aren't they? Um, but what he did was rape. I just don't think. I think he might have just thought, oh, this is just what people do. Just put them to sleep and fuck them. It's disgusting. Disgusting.
I got another
Wow.
one.
Oh no.
Doesn't look much different. My other updates are better. But I haven't
Now, are
gotten,
you closer to the Eaton fire? You're closer to Palisades.
I'm closer to Palisades.
That's what I thought. That one has gotten far. I was shocked last night, Jackie. We started the KO show, and by the time we had finished the KO show, the Palisades fire has gotten as far as Encino. That's so far away. Oh.
Oh,
It's crazy. It's also crazy that it's happening in such a populated area. I think that's another thing people don't realize is like usually when we have these massive fires, even when it gets to the major metropolitan areas, it tends to be put out pretty quick. Like in Oakland, we've had fires. We've had lots of fires. I mean, just last summer, the across the street was evacuated because we had a fire burning across the street, across the whole street. All right. Um, but we haven't had like a fire in Oakland since the 90s,
wow.
1990s. And it was severe back then. It was terrible. But like and LA's been the same way. Like this is all the Bay Area, the major metropolitan areas, the most condensed populated areas tend to be okay. LA's been the same way. There's been wildfires everywhere, but primary LA, place with the most people is okay. Right now that it's not the truth.
That's not the truth at all.
It's terrifying.
I can't believe how long it's lasting.
Oh, this is gonna go on for, I imagine, at least a week.
Do you think
Another
it's going to
week.
reach me?
I don't know. I know that you're lucky where you live in one of the most populated areas, so I know they're gonna take the most care to make sure that the fire doesn't get to where you're at. And as long as the wind doesn't blow your way.
Yeah.
So you're probably in one of the safest places you could be in that area. But still, that still means that the air quality is terrible. I'm sure it's like,
I just
how
drove,
does everything feel? How does your face feel right now?
I just drove through Culver City,
Hmm.
and I mean, and Culver City, downtown Culver City has it's all restaurants with outdoor seating.
Mm-mm.
And there were people out there eating.
What?
Not a ton like usual, but they were.
They must all be like under the age of 30.
And people were just walking around casually. It's so weird.
Yeah, that is weird. I don't know. I'm surprised. It's not like all smoky and
Not
gray outside.
here, not here,
Oh,
but when I went to sometimes I could smell a little smoke, but it's not I didn't smell it today.
okay,
And
that's good.
then downtown, not Culver City downtown, but downtown, I went and worked down there and it's smoky as hell and there's ashes everywhere. It's
Yeah.
creepy.
Okay. So you're not in that severe part, but you're working in there.
Yeah, if there were ashes flying around me here, I feel like I would.
It's hard. We've had a few fires that it's crazy because people, I don't think, depending on how the wind is blowing and just where you're at, like we've had a lot of fires that will affect Oakland, like Napa, up in Napa. If it goes up in flames and the wind is blowing south, we're gonna have the apocalyptic like ash and fire. And I don't know how I could sit outside with that. It's so
Yeah.
bad. I was talking with my sister who is in your close to you, not far from you. Um, and So, we're lifelong Californians. We understand fire season and fires. And I was like, I found the silver lining, Melissa. I did it. I know what's good about this fire. There's one good thing about this fire. She was like, there's a good thing. I'm like, only if you're used to fires. It's a good thing. It's that it's in the middle of winter. Whenever fires go down, you have to close your windows, close your doors. You're not going to overheat. It's not 105 degrees outside. That's
Yeah, that is the
that's
only
the
good thing.
silver lining.
Can you imagine? That would have been way worse. And wouldn't the fires be worse with the heat?
Yeah, if there was heat right now, they'd be even worse. Uh, but yeah, because we have, a few times every summer we have to close everything up, and we don't have air conditioning in our house. Most of the houses around here don't have AC because it doesn't get that hot usually, only
Yeah,
for a few days. But when it's 100 and something, and there's fires raging, it's so hard to close everything up. It feels miserable.
that bad.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. All right. Yes, we're both sick in this house right now.
Oh my God. Should we dance out?
Yeah, we can dance out.
Unknown 420, aka Henrietta, said this is why they shouldn't start fires for their beachfront properties.
Oh, I agree. This is why we shouldn't be building or letting people live in certain areas. I feel like if you can't get insured for something, maybe that's not a habitable place.
Yeah. If you can't get insured, it's not habitable.
No, no, no. It's a true statement. It's true. But yeah, I think Jay's about to pull up some music. We can dance out. All
Love
right.
you.
Yeah, we love you guys. We'll be back next week. Hey, yo,
Next
Jay, hit it.
and yay!
Hey, thanks for letting